Hey there. Today, we're going to turn you into a word detective. Seriously, we are going to unlock the secret to figuring out pretty much any word you come across without ever having to reach for a dictionary. Sound good? Okay, let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? You're totally into an article, maybe a book, everything's flowing, and then bam, you hit a word you don't know. The whole experience just grinds to a halt. The meaning gets fuzzy, and you're suddenly pulled out of the world you were in. It's like running straight into a brick wall. So frustrating.
But what if I told you that you already have all the skills you need to break right through that wall? Just imagine for a second you're in a busy Legos market. It's chaotic, it's noisy, but you hear a seller shout, "The yam is too costly." You instantly get it. You know they mean it's expensive. You didn't need a definition, right? You just use the situation, the context, to figure it out.
And that right there is your secret weapon. The single most powerful tool you have as a reader isn't about memorizing thousands of words. It's about getting really, really good at using the context they show up in.
Yep, that's the big secret. Words are kind of like social creatures. They almost never hang out by themselves. All the words and the phrases and sentences around that one tricky word, they're actually little helpers, leaving you a trail of clues that points you directly to the meaning.
So, just so we're all on the same page, when we talk about context, this is what we mean. It's the whole neighborhood a word lives in. You know, the sentences before it, the ideas that come after it, all of it works together to give that one word its specific job in that specific place. Okay, so we get it. Context is king. But how do we actually use it? How do we go from just reading to being a full-on word detective? Well, it all comes down to mastering 3 essential skills. And here they are. This is your new toolkit. First, you're going to learn to spot clues hiding in the surrounding words. Second, you'll test your ideas with something I call the alternative word challenge. And third, you're going to tap into the most powerful database on the planet, your own life experience. So let's talk about skill number 1. Think of a confusing word as the destination you're trying to get to. Well, the words all around it, they're like signposts on the road. They might not be the destination itself, but they are absolutely pointing you in the right direction. You just have to learn how to read them. Now, once you've followed those signposts and you've got a pretty good hunch about what a word means, you need a way to check your work. And the ultimate test is simple. You just swap it out for a word you do know. For instance, take the sentence, "The drought made the soil arid." The word drought is a massive clue, isn't it? Droughts make things dry. So let's try swapping arid for dry. The drought made the soil dry. Does that still make perfect sense? It totally does. See? You just cracked the code. And finally, skill number 3 is all about using that supercomputer you have sitting on your shoulders. Every single thing you've experienced, everything you already know about how the world works, that's all background data. If you read a sentence about malaria, your brain immediately connects that to mosquitoes, rain, feeling sick, and that gives you a huge head start in understanding everything else. All right, theory is one thing, but let's put these skills to the test. It's time for your first case as a word detective. We're going to take a look at a short piece about the famous Ayo Festival. Let's see what we can figure out. Here we go. Here's our first sentence and our first target word. The Ayo Festival is a cultural spectacle that draws thousands. Okay, so what in the world is a spectacle? Okay, let's use skill 1. Let's hunt for clues. The key phrase here is draws thousands. What kind of cultural thing draws in thousands of people? A huge show, right? A massive display. So now let's use the swap test. A cultural display that draws thousands. Hey, that works perfectly. So a spectacle must be a large, impressive public show or display. Case number 1 solved. Let's move on to our next target. A little bit of drama in this one. A pickpocket was immediately apprehended by the nearby police officers. What does apprehended mean? So the biggest clue is who did the apprehending? The nearby police officers. Okay, now let's use skill 3, our life experience. What do police officers do to pickpockets? Well, they catch them. They seize them. So let's try the swap. Was immediately caught by the nearby police officers. Fits like a glove. Another one solved. Okay, one more, and this one is really, really interesting. These immutable customs that cannot be changed or altered, remained the cornerstone of their identity.
Now, what's so cool about this one is that the author literally gave us the answer right there in the sentence. The clue is the definition itself, customs that cannot be changed or altered. Sometimes writers will just plant the meaning right there for you. So a good alternative word is just unchanging or fixed. The puzzle basically solves itself. And just like that, you've solved 3 cases. You see how that works? By using these skills, you're not just guessing anymore, you're deducing. You are literally transforming from someone who just reads the words into an active detective, a master linguist. So let's just do a quick recap of your new detectives toolkit. Number 1, always look for clues in the words around your target. Number 2, test out your theory by swapping in a word you already know. And number 3, never ever forget to use your most powerful tool, your own knowledge of how the world works. So the next time you hit one of those word walls, don't see it as a roadblock. See it as a puzzle that's just waiting for you to solve it. You now have the power to turn any reading challenge into a fun little adventure, a mystery that you are totally equipped to figure out. So the only question left is this. With this new power to decode and understand, what new books, what new ideas, what new worlds are you going to unlock one word at a time?